Hi friends, it's Julie Golding Page, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in St. Stephen, New Brunswick, Canada, along the tidal Scoodic or St. Croix River, the traditional territory of the Passamaquoddy, and I'm grateful that they share this beautiful place with us. Today I have a super easy Christmas card for you. So you can use the same stamp set that I did. I'll provide the full supply list, or you can use whatever you have in your stash. It's a really easy one. You don't even need a die cut machine to do it, so let's get right to it. All right, so I did want to mention before we started as well that there is a big Black Friday sale going on right now with Stampin' Up! So they have items up to 40% off all the way through December the 1st. And I also have a daily deal sale. So it started yesterday and I have a new daily deal every day through December the 1st. So today's daily deal, if you're watching this on November 26th, is place an order that qualifies, and all the information is right in my blog post if you click through on Learn More. If you place a qualifying order, you will get a free paper sampler. So the different daily deals range all the way to 15% off your whole order. So you can have a look at those. The whole schedule is in the blog post. All right, so let's get right to our project though. This is our super easy project. So I am using today a Child is Born stamp set. So this is a sacred nativity scene, but you could use whatever you wanted. This is a super easy little project to put together, and yet it makes a really elegant card. It's great for multiples. So this time of year we want to get our Christmas cards made, and this would be a great choice for that. Just adjusting my lights here a little bit so we can get a little bit more light on our project. Let me see, maybe I'll pull my curtains closed here. There, I think that helps actually. Okay, so let's get right to it. So I have all my pieces here that are pre-cut. And what we're going to do first is do one die cut. I said you don't need a die cut machine, but I'm going to use a die cut here. You could just use a little rectangle and that would be totally good. But since I have these really cute dies, these are the perennial postage dies. I'm just going to make one little die cut to make a little tag. But you could just, like I said, use a rectangle and it would be perfectly nice just like that. So let's do this very quickly. I've got my little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine here. And I'm going to put my plates in and very quickly do this little die cut for you. So if you are watching today, I would love to hear, have you got your holiday cards made yet? Or are you maybe still working on them? It'd be interesting to hear how many cards people send as well. I know back in the day I used to send about 300 cards. That was after having lived all the way across the country and a lot of pen pals in other countries and so on. I think this year we're probably going to top out at about 150, which is pretty low compared to the past, but I think that will be as much as we can manage for this year. And we usually get quite a few in the mail as well. It's really nice to get a card. I know it's not so common anymore, and so I know people really appreciate them. Okay, so there is our little tag. And then we have a rectangle to use here as well. And so we're going to go ahead and stamp. So I used Pretty Peacock here for our sentiment. And for this big image, I used Pecan Pie. So let's go ahead and we'll do our sentiment first in Pretty Peacock. So we'll do that really quick. And you could use a number of these sentiments. So I have O Holy Night in my sample card there. You could have When They Saw the Star They Rejoiced, For Unto Us a Child is Born, or Oh Come Let Us Adore Him. But I'm just going to go with exactly what I had before, which was O Holy Night. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what we can do here. So I have come to like more and more these simple cards that give you something that you can replicate easily. You can make multiples of them. You can make them quickly. Doesn't take all day. and yet they have a really elegant look to them. So that's kind of my favorite card, or favorite kind of card. I like making some of the more complicated ones, but I don't make as many of those. And certainly if I'm making a whole bunch of one, I like to do this. Plus, it's really great if you're introducing somebody to stamping for the first time, or if you yourself are new to stamping. I just want you to know that it doesn't have to be complicated to be really, really nice and really fun as well. Okay, so we got that done. Now we've got our pecan pie ready to go, and we're going to pull off our great big stamp here. So this is our nativity scene. And for this one, you need a big block. So I'm using a Stampin' Up block here, and everything you see on here will be Stampin' Up, other than if it's something they don't make and I'm using it like a little hole punch or something, and in that case I'll tell you. So this one is E, block E, and we're gonna just put that on there. Stick it on, move this out of the way. And I'm really going to make sure we load this up nicely because I want this to stamp well and as evenly as possible. So I'm going to just kind of put it through its paces here. All right, and we'll see how that works out. You can see I got a little on the block, but that shouldn't matter. Unless you're really uneven in the way you press down, it should be okay. I'm going to press down on the bottom here. Okay, so with a big stamp like this, I like to use both hands and put pressure on all four sides of it, plus in the middle, to make sure I don't miss any parts of the image, because it's so easy to do that with a big one like this. And look at that. See, isn't that nice? And you could stamp that in black and then go ahead and just use your markers. Actually, Stampin' Blend markers right now are on big sale. Instead of the usual $15 for a pair of them, they are now $9. So we very seldom see a sale like that. So if you need some Stampin' Blends, now is a great time to get them. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, if you have your Tuxedo Black Memento ink, which plays really nicely with the alcohol markers, that's what the Stampin' Blends are, then you could go ahead and you could, you know, have a lot of fun coloring that in. But I just wanted something very simple and kind of like the nativity story itself. Keep it as simple and kind of as humble as possible. And so that's what I went with here. Okay, so let's see the rest of our parts here to put together. So I chose as my card base a Lost Lagoon. It's a very, very pretty color. And I'm going to use my bone folder to have a nice crisp fold in the middle there. I do recommend a bone folder. You can kind of do other tools that will sort of approximate a bone folder, but I've never found anything as nice and smooth that just does such a good job as a bone folder. I've had that one there for about 30 years, and it's still going strong. And Stampin' Up! Does sell those. I'm just going to take my Oh Holy Night, and I'm going to adhere it to that little rectangle there of Lost Lagoon. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on that. It doesn't need very much, and it'll stick really nicely. So there's that. Let's get that on there. I'll just put it over here so you can see it a little better. Okay, so let's see how that's going to look. Whoop. I like this liquid glue. It's Tombow liquid glue. And you can just kind of wiggle it around till you get it exactly where you want it to go. So that's a benefit of the liquid glue for sure. And there it is. Okay, so we've got that done. Now I'm going to take this piece of paper, which is another pattern from this same one here. You see kind of a beige color. This is on one side. I don't think I want the roses today. I'm just going to use this more kind of abstract pattern. And I'm going to use my tape glue. This is the Stampin' Seal, again from Stampin' Up! And we're just going to put that right on the front of our card base. And this is the Everyday Happiness paper. If you notice, this is not actually a Christmas paper, but it's got abstract enough prints to it. This one has these little stars in the background too, that it will work really well on this Christmas card. All right, and so I'm going to put this on top of that. So let's use our Stampin' Dimensionals. And we're really almost done. So like I said, this is a super simple card. You could make a lot of these in a short amount of time. And I think you could adapt it to suit whatever stamp sets and papers you have, which is really nice. I love a design like that that is really versatile. Okay, so we're going to put that on the front. And then we're going to put more Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of our little sentiment here. And we'll put that on as well. And then we just have one more step left. All right, so we've got those things all together. And I'm going to be using these embellishments, the Faceted Gems Trio Pack. Now I have a little different one on this card that is not this pack, but these ones were out of stock. And so I wanted to make sure that I used something you could actually get if you want. So Faceted Gems Trio Pack, and like I mentioned, the whole supply list is available right on my blog post about today's project. So you can just click through where it says Learn More, and you can get right there, and you can find out all the goodies about all of these things. Oh, hi Kathy. Oh, I'm glad you like the card. Yeah, I just love these simple designs. I'm coming to like them more and more over the years. I just find them so nice to work with. All right, I'm just trying to get one more of these little guys off here. And there is our card. So that is the end of our card. And if you're interested in my Black Friday week sale, where I have a daily deal that's different every day, with a big bang at the end. So do check what happens on December 1st, the very last day of that sale. Just click through where it says Learn More in this post, and it'll take you right to my blog post, and it explains everything for you there. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope this gives you some inspiration to make some of your holiday cards, or even other occasion cards like birthday cards. And I hope you have a wonderfully crafty week. Bye for now.